Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time coming across my YouTube videos, you are welcome, and please also go ahead to subscribe to my channel. Please do not leave without subscribing. Like my videos, comment, share, and on your notification bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. So on today's episode shall be the making of this beautiful rich top, and it's a beautiful two-piece anyways, but I'll be demonstrating how to cut the top parts. I'll be pairing mine with trouser. I'll make a different tutorial on how to cut the trouser, but for today we'll be focusing on how to cut and sew the top on today's tutorial. So if this is what you are interested to watch, please keep on watching till the mark out my body measurements. Here is my chest line, the half length. The full length I'm working with is 20 inches, but my paper is not enough, so the length I have here is 17 inches. So I'm going to add the full length on my fabric. The fabric I'm working with is crepe material. So here is my chest line, the half length, and I mark here full length, but this is not my full length anyways. My full length is 20 inches. So I've gone ahead to impute my body measurements and all that. So what next I'm going to do is to cut this out and transfer it into my material I'm working with. Before I go ahead and do that, I didn't impute our back neck width. Because this top is going to have a collar, so the neck width I'm working with is 2.5 inches. Here is the neck width I'm working with. Then the neck depth I'm working with is 3 inches for my neck depth. So for the back, the neck depth I'll be working with will be 1 inch for my neck depth at the back. And at the front, okay, let me first of all mark out the neck depth I'll be working with. So here is the neck depth for the back. Then this at the front, because this top is a ruched top, so I gave 2 inches spacing for the front, which will be for the folding of the ruched effect at the front of those clothes. So right here I'm going to cut out all the unwanted parts, and I'll be left with the part I'll be working with. So I've gone ahead to cut out the parts that I won't be working with. So here is the pattern paper on the floor, and I did not add any inches of allowance to this pattern paper, and I won't also add it to my material because the material I'm working with is a crepe material, which is very stretchy also. So no need of us adding any inches of allowance. So I've gone ahead to cut it out on my fabric. Here is for the front, and I also gave the 2 inches allowance for the loops. I told you guys that I'm going to add at the down because the length I'm working with is 20 inches. So here is for the 2 inches that I gave at the front, and I also gave half an inch seam allowance at the shoulder line for my shoulder joining. So by the time I will sew this on my machine, by the time I put everything together, I will notch out my 2 inches mark which I gave, so that there won't be any mistake there. and here is for the back. Here is for the back. The back is being cut on fold, while the front is different. I cut it separate because of the ruching at the front. So for the back is being cut on fold, and I'm going to cut out facing. No, I'm not cutting out any facing for the back because it's going to have a collar, so I'm not cutting out any facing for it. So I will move ahead to stitch it down on my sewing machine. Then after stitching it down, I'll then measure my round neck width, so to know how many inches I'll be using for the cutting of my collar. So I'll go to my sewing machine and stitch them, join them together, the front and the back together. So after that, I'll come back and show us the look. So I've gone ahead to join my tops together. Excuse me. I used half an inch to join the two sides and half an inch to join the two shoulders. So what next I'm going to do right now, my opening will be, for my shoulder, I'll take my opening to be like 10 inches. I'll use 10 inches for my opening, which is here. So I'll fold this together, the two front piece, I'll fold it together this way. So here is the 10 inches that I marked out. So we left 2 inches allowance at the front line, so we are going to mark that 2 inches allowance all through to the end of the clothes. So before we do that, because this cloth is cloth that has loop is going inside it, so before we do that, so first of all, hem the down with 1 inch. I'm going to hem the down of my clothes with 1 inch. Then after hemming it, so I'll then close up the 2 inches mark, so that my loops will be able to pass in the line. I'll do that for us to understand what I mean. I'll go to my machine. I'll first of all fold in the down by 1 inch. Then after folding it by 1 inch, I'm going to run a straight stitch of 2 inches from the 10 inches I came down for my opening. I'm going to run the straight stitch of 2 inches down. So I'll go and do that and come back for us to see this. So I've stitched down the 2 inches mark that I gave for the ruching at the front. I've stitched it down. Let me turn the front. Here is the front. Here is the front. So I'm going to measure around my neck to get the measurements of my round neck that I'll be using to cut out the collar. I have 18.5. So my round neck is 18.5. I'll set this aside. Then I will be cutting my collar on a paper. So the height of my collar is, I'll be using 3.5 for the height of my collar. I'll be marking out 3.5, and you know the wideness, the length of my collar is 18.5. So 18.5 divided by 2 will give us 9.25. So I will mark out 9.25 here. I'll make a straight line with my ruler. It's a one-piece collar that I'm cutting. Cut together collar. So I will go ahead and connect this line to form a straight line. So for my collar stand, I'll be marking out 1.5 inches for my collar stand. Starting from here, I'll be marking out 1.5 inches. So I'll connect it into a straight line. So right here, I will come in from this center front by 1 inch. I will come in 1 inch. Then I'll make a curved line to meet this place from this 1 inch that I came in. I'll make a curved line. Then from here I will draft a slanted line to meet this 1 inch that I came in. Okay, as you can see, I'll go ahead and cut it out. So here is it. By the time I'll cut it on my fabric, I'll be adding half an inch allowance all through this line. So I've gone ahead to cut out my collar. As you can see, I added half an inch seam allowance at the down parts. As you can see, I added half an inch seam allowance at the down parts, at the upper parts, and at this side also. So I'm going to iron in my interfacing or gun stay on it on the both sides. So guys, I've gone ahead to join my collar and my sleeve together, and here is the rope for the ruche effect. As you can see, here is the rope for the ruche. By the time I will drag it, it will go up. Here is the collar. Please, when fixing your collar, do not fix it the way I did mine, except maybe if you are going to take it to an overlocking machine to lock it, to smoothen the rough edges, then you can fix yours like that. So here is the sleeve. There is an elastic at the end of the sleeve there, at the wrist of the sleeve. So here is the outcome of the top. So guys, I've come to the end of today's tutorial. If you find this tutorial helpful, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, give my video a thumbs up, and also turn on your notification bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. Please do not watch without subscribing. Subscribe, help the channel to grow, and I will see you all in my next one. I'll be pairing this top with a trouser. I'm going to make an illustration on how to cut and sew the trouser, but that will be on my next tutorial. So see you guys. Love you. Bye.